6:02, I call this meeting to order. Please rise. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, justice.
Please remain standing. This is getting way too common coming through here. Jonathan Miller, 71, early passed away on Saturday, August 1st, 2026. John began his career in law enforcement in Boulder, Colorado, before relocating back to this area, beginning his career as a police officer in the town of Ulster Police Department, where he later ran the DARE program. During his time, he also served with the New Paltz Police Department for several years, and remaining in law enforcement, became well known in the area of the coordinator of the Ulster County Stop DWI program. John further served his community as a firefighter, then as a fire commissioner for the town of Hurley Fire Department. He was also a town council for 2 terms. He will be missed. On the signs, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, I'm Mike Bonds, I'm the supervisor. Debbie Dowdy should be here a little later. Greg Simpson is away.
Diana Klein.
The first thing we can do is we can open up for public comment number 1. I believe there's a sign-up sheet over there.
You ready to motion?
No. Make a motion to open the public comment number 1. For a second. Diana seconds it. Aye. All in favor? Aye.
All right, my name is Craig Snyder. I live at 135 Zandhook Road, and I wanted to come tonight and wanted to start by thanking you for putting the update out on August 3rd about all the projects and everything that is being worked on here. It's very exciting. One thing I was particularly excited to see was the work on Zandhook to start filling those ditches. What I wanted to comment on today is, as I understand it, the ditch work is going to stop at West Street. And I live basically 2 houses beyond West Street. And the ditches are still incredibly dangerous. I about break my ankles in there whenever I have to mow the lawn. On top of that, I see children trying to cross right in front of my house all the time. And the fact that it looks like that ditch work is not going to continue there, like literally got 3 more houses on that side of the road. And I would love to just see all of those ditches filled in, and maybe you don't have to do walkways on the last 3, but you can put a pipe in there and put some dirt in there and give people a safe place to, get out of the way if a car is coming down there really fast. That's what I wanted to comment on.
Ask you a question.
Sure.
What did you hear about West Street? It stops there.
I had emailed Eric. Yep. And I brought this up about a year ago, and then I talked with him, and there was no set date of when they were going to work on it. So when I saw that email, I was like, "Ooh, great, cool." But I haven't heard anything in a little bit, and I wanted to just make sure that we were talking about this before all the work started.
I think just get you updated on that. The county legislature on Eric Stewart's resolution passing the appropriation bill for $2.4 million to take care of that whole area there. I read through the bill. I didn't see where it stops at West Street. We have a meeting with Manuel Laval, the assistant of the deputy executive, as well as with Brendan Masterson, Public Works Commission, and we'll talk about that and make sure that it should be the entire thing from Early Avenue going the other way too.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks. Prestige.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kristen Shar. I live on 143 Hilltop Drive. I just wanted to once again remind everybody in the town, if you could please take this survey. I'm going to pass this around, and if the people here, if you just take a picture of it, then you have the QR code, and there's also a link. If you don't want to use the QR code, you can use the link, which Lynn Bailey created called tinyurl.com bad weather survey, which, you know, gets to the point of this. And I'll just read what it says on here. The town is working with Cornell Cooperative Extension to complete a climate vulnerability assessment. This survey is intended to capture public perception of how extreme weather and climate-related hazards affect our town. The results will be shared at a fall workshop for municipal officials where attendees will participate in mapping exercises identifying the top hazards. Please tell us how your community might be at risk from extreme weather and climate hazards, and what you value most about your community. So if I could just send that around, and have a couple more copies if you want to just take a picture of that.
Thank you.
There's only people on the list.
Anybody else wish to speak? Yeah, I make a motion to.
I just have one quick question regarding Mr. Miller's passing. With what he did for Hurley, would he be able to be nominated for one of the hero banners
Of course,
for the town?
of course. Yeah, the hero banners, we're discussing, first responders also, which he is.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking, I didn't know. I know that John had said a couple of weeks ago that there were still some open banners. So I just think that we should try to see what we can do about getting a picture of him and making sure that he has one of the banners that are available.
Absolutely. Oh, there was, I speak to John Perry. I'll make sure he contacts the family.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it up. All right, you saw the approval of the minutes of July 14th. You already read that? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I make a motion to close public comment number 1. Second. In favor?
Aye.
Okay. Great. All right, the approval of the minutes for July 14, 2026. Comments or any comments for the no comments? Okay, there were a couple comments I made. Okay, it's corrected. All right. All in favor of accepting the minutes of July 14, 2026? Seconded? I seconded. Right. All in favor? July 28th. That's the.
It'll be out tomorrow.
All right, so July 20th is not out yet, so we have tomorrow. Okay, supervisor's report. All right, first of all, we had a meeting today with Veracata. That's a camera company that right now we have a trial period where we have cameras at the transfer station and license plates for use. And so I was on a Zoom meeting today with Veracata, with Dante from Veracata, and it was incredible what we saw there. And what it was also, it reads a license plate from through it. And I think that's something we need to look at more or less on doing it. I spoke to you about this thing. There is a lead tech plan that's initiated by the sheriff's department. All right, so we have a meeting on Friday with Dante from Veracata. He's going to explain to you how to go through the process of the lead tech plan. Yeah, we get the information on that. Now, the deadline is 9/2. Now, these cameras, well, what I'd like to see these cameras at the transfer station. We need to see because constantly the people on off hours dropping the garbage right at the entrance of it, which is I'd like to see cameras also on in the park, the Zillion North, over in the ball field, and eventually we need cameras at the real highway there. Especially since we're going to have the sheriff's substation there also, right? So this is a meeting we're going to have on Friday. Okay, the park.
Is that called the
Tech,
Letech,
Letech?
Letech, Letech. Okay. About the park now, park grant, there's $160,000 park grant, matching 80,000, came from the county, 80,000 came from us, and we have completed it. We are now in the process of receiving our 80,000. We spent $183,000 fixing the park up. 80,000 is gonna come back from the county. And if you go to the park there are dugouts there, we're fencing right now to make sure that bikers don't go there. We're just having trouble with the grass. So anything that's green, it will take. And, in about a week or so, football season starts there, and they're gonna be using it, and we're manicuring and taking care of it. So, those of you that can come out to the park, come on out there, they do this, it's really done now. Speed signs, solar speed signs. We changed the focus of the solar speed signs. We were given permission by the county and the state to put solar speed signs on US 209. But the ones that we won't put on the trailers, that they can move around and so forth, they frown on that because those aren't crash worthy. All right, so I contacted company that we're getting from. Instead of getting 4 of these trailers, we're gonna get 1 of the trailers and 13 fixed signs. And these signs can put on town roads. We don't require a permit from the DOT reducing. So we have located, quote unquote, 7 places in Old Hurley with these solar speed signs on, and 6 places in West Hurley with these speed signs on. The thing is though, these speed signs can also record the speed and transmit it to us in a sense. That's an extra cost. And my feeling is that I don't want that. I just want drivers to slow down. A lot of times people like myself will start driving, not realizing you're speeding. Once you realize you're speeding, slow down.
Right,
So I think,
those signs of
yeah, just have those signs they're showing like, hey, they'll be saying things like, you're over speed limit, slow down.
they'll think that you're being quiet.
Yeah, right. And I think that's a good idea. I mean, I know that in Kingston, they have these speed cameras now on, by the schools. By Washington School there, and they got something like $117,000.
I contributed $50.
We had something to do also. But just, to me, like, warning is a lot better than this fine. I know that Kingston makes a good recommendation. To me, that's a very cool way to make a recommendation to the town.
They only get a small portion of that. It's one company that gets the majority of that.
Well, yeah, but they made 117,000 violations there. They're getting something. Right.
So Michael, I think, for the speed signs, number one, we should remind all the residents that if they have an area of concern, that they would like to see the cameras, placed on, they come forward and let us know.
Well, what we're gonna do basically is like, we get this, we're getting this grant, depending on when we get this grant. We're gonna get this grant and we're gonna buy all the speed signs and so forth, and the 2 trailers. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna play people and call us up saying, hey, I like to have you, we're gonna place it there, see if it's necessary, if it's speeding, we'll put a speed sign there. Yeah, go from there. But right now, the GASNY, the originator of the grant, just requested where we're gonna put them. So I gave them 13 receipts, but this was on being.
Is that about more on it?
Rolling Mountain Road is a county road. Has to be a town road.
Sandra.
Sandra, the one way, not the county road, the one.
Oh, the
way.
curve.
That one.
But you're still gonna be assigned 209, right?
Yeah, well, I'm going through right now. I'm gonna sit down with Michael Tinney, who's a field permit inspector, who gives the permits. I sit down. It's a 10-page, application to get this thing. It's like, you need to have, you need to have locations, latitude, longitude. I mean, it's just, almost like, we're gonna go through it. And, hopefully we can put the signs on 2 Okay, also, I sent it to you this came from Brittany, and this is about disabled veterans property tax exemption. And what it is basically is that, this is what she said. I'm gonna read this verbatim. I want to share this below that I have received. Under this language negotiated by the Senate and the Assembly and the state government's executive branch, the real property tax law is revised as follows. Local governments gain the option to provide a full property tax exemption for veterans within the locality who have 100% permanent and total disability compensation rating through the US VA. Again, this is not a statewide mandate. It would be a statewide mandate. Now we're allowing local governments to do that. So we can do that ourselves. And The second thing is there's no longer any requirement for a veteran to receive VA housing grant to qualify for this exemption. Before the pass of the state, you have to have an exemption grant. And also, there is no longer any requirement for a veteran to have a total disability based on individual employability designation to qualify. All right. And also, what this does, this only exempts property tax, it doesn't exempt the school tax.
Can we have her, because she also mentions that it wouldn't be that much of a loss for our town, but can we find out exactly
Yes.
how many people there are and what kind of dollars we're talking before we?
Yeah, I sent you all the copies.
Yep.
I sent it to you, so look at that, and, I gave you also her email address, but you can write back out of it, but I'm not. The entire development, whole thing is going to roll out October 1st.
Right, but there was something else coming from the state.
Yes. Okay,
Temple.
the other thing is, that this is something very concerning to me. And this deals with, our National Preservation Act over here, we're dealing with, Main Street here. And this is what I researched there. The Federal Advisory Council on Historic Preservation, the ACHP, has proposed sweeping changes to the regulations for section 106 of the National Historic Preservation. These revisions would dramatically diminish the effectiveness of current legal protections for historic and cultural sites by shifting the consultation process from a collaborative planning model to one where local governments really act to federal decisions. For the town of Hurley, this means that the federal government could implement changes to Main Street and its historic houses, which are currently on the National Register of Historic Places, without any input from the town itself. In the past, though, we collaborated with the federal government. We actually applied to make certain areas national historic site. And when we did that on Main Street, I believe it was in 1960, around that time, they collaborated with the government at that time. We designated this. We had grants coming through back and forth. Now all of a sudden, the federal government wants to take over and not use local governments to any kind of collaboration in dealing with this. What this means to me basically is that any funding that would go there would now be cut. And I think this is something that we have to watch and really protest. I forward this information to Kingston also, which has a historic area, to Marbletown, and also to New Paltz, which has it also. This is all affected by this.
Is Michelle Hinchy aware of this? Can we reach out to anybody on the state level to find out?
I'll take that. I sent that to Jane Metzger. I sent it out to, I didn't send that to Michelle Hinchy, but I will send this out to Michelle Hinchy. All right, I did send it out to the papers. Let's see what that will be done with that.
And that's not good.
Yeah. Also, I guess last discussion, John Ferry brought up about the battery plant over in Early Avenue. And one way of getting around having it there is to annex that area. I did some research on the annexation, and the first aspect of the annexation is both parties, both Town of Ulster and Hurley have agreed on it. Make it happen. That's first of all. And secondly, what's going to happen is that we are looking, well, what we're looking at in a sense is annexing from the Kingston line, Kingston also line, right to Hurley, take that whole area with us there. And things that what I'm suggesting is that I'd like the people living in Town of Ulster that are against this whole plan, come to the town, come to here, to us, and make a statement with us. Sign a petition here. I don't feel that we have to go out there and recruit that. They should come with us because after hearing a lot of their voice, they're kind of scared. So let them come to us. And the things are, and this is a heavy lift, by the way. And basically what's going to happen here is that by doing something like this, this is going to be full action. But it can't. So what we're doing right now is we're going to try to pass the word around to people living in Ulster.
How many residents do they have over
I
there?
don't know. All we have to do is the majority.
I don't think, yeah, because I think any of the bigger things are City of Kingston people. Know that there's.
Well, the things are like,
They wouldn't object to us.
they would have,
No, but I'm saying I don't know that there's, you're around the 5 people, it's 5.
Right, and if they get-
It's very, very small.
Three of those 5 people, we couldn't.
well, I'll tell you one thing you're not gonna get is, Coleman High School.
There's nobody there.
Well, not only that, but that's
That's the same people.
yes. But I'm just saying, so,
What
so
it
like
also-
researching,
I'm sorry, would also be the church on Prospering
Yeah.
Church.
but I'm just saying though, like the things that the law says that if you get a majority of the people sign a petition to secede from town of Boston, come to town early. Need to be done. Alright. How long is it gonna take? We don't know from that aspect of it, but I just state the fact that I'm seeing right now, what's happening with the new plant that's needed, the new test plant there. They're going forward with it. The town of Boston is going forward with it. And they've already hired the barge, the Bella, for the barge. You know, but boy, it was work out with it. So I think this is something that we need to get going.
Is it a proposal for the funds?
And the third one is gonna be early mowers, Hudson Valley Mall. On the, they have a landfill site there. They want to put it there also.
Yes, that was.
And also, there are two planned facilities.
Two and so.
Yeah.
So what's the town of Oxford's position? Are they generally supportive with this plan, so are they sort of?
They are, my opinion, they see millions of dollars. All right, and, as it is right now, the fees they're collecting is, I tell you, it's $2 million so far. And besides they're going for a pilot and, yeah, are they for this? I agree with supervisors for.
I know their new person running on the Democratic line is for it too. In the December race.
All right, the next thing also is, we applied for another EV grant. All right, budget did grant for $25,000, it's a 50/50 match. We had to put in 12,500, they'll put in 12,500. And where we want to put it is either one or two places, the West Valley Library or the fire department. West Valley Library. West Valley Library. Okay, so now, the thing is though that, they'll be maintained by the town currently. All right, and basically is the 12,500 that we have to kick in, we can get through the SERTA and other grants.
As I said, we're on to this if we're gonna get most of that granted to us.
Well, 12,000, no, we have to put 12,500. How we get that money for it, we can do that.
Right, well, that's what we discussed. I said, we don't want 12,500 to be spent by this town for it, but if we can get it granted, that's fine.
Right. So we'll work on that. I submitted the grant today, and we'll see what comes up with that.
If we accept that grant, we know we're the 12,500. Well, you can always
Submitted grant application.
Yeah, I just sent because they know.
Here.
And I will be talking to, with my SERTA grants. What happened was when, this EV grant that we have over here, Central Hudson paid for a good chunk. But then I didn't need this. But, the grant says you can go other places, get your part of the grant. You know, covered. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. Just that one, John Kerry.
Just for the show.
Okay, I'll do that a little later, with recreational circle and, John Kerry's thing, yeah. I have it. I just have to, I got it in the file there.
Yeah, it's Tony looking at grants for us too. So that's EV, because this is the one that got the first EV.
Yes. But he's not looking at that, I mean, I know that happens, it's basically the same kind of grant.
No, but I mean to get the 12.5 grant.
We're gonna do that, yes. I have it. Yeah. All right, so this is from John Kerry, the recreation, limit. And it says, finally, we have completed the dugouts, the grass on the fields are finally growing, looks like we'll be in good shape for flag football season. I just want to send a huge thank you to Mike Vidas and Matt Ellsworth for the continued moving around the sprinklers, as well as to Mike Schultz and the highway crew. The flag football league will be hosting an annual preseason workout on the 15th of August. We are still looking for routes to run electric to the shed, to the battery powered mobile equipment. There is no recreation meeting in August, and the Battlefield Heroes have now 16 nominations. We're looking for 25. And again, you'll be following up, and that's what those who nominated the folks and where they should be placing all this. So that's something, I don't know if you guys are aware of what this is. We have a grant, a $5,000 grant for these banners for heroes, first responders, veterans, anyone like that in a sense. And we plan on, John scouted the area and found 25 places, 12 in Old Early, 13 in West Early, that he kept at least something in all this. So, all I know is that when I drive through towns, I have it. I think you're back. Really, yeah. People should be recognized.
17 now, we got one more.
17. Okay. The highway, Michael Snyder doesn't have a highway report.
Mike, you wanted to mention the record,
Again?
there's a recreation report today. Email track.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes. Back on the recreation report and so forth, the rail trail. It was suggested, and we proposed this to the rail trail committee, to make the rail trail committee part of the recreation committee as a subcommittee, which will then legitimize it more or less. It makes a lot more, it's more sturdy in the sense, I think, to have it this way, with the now they're responsible for the recognition. For what's coming through there. And we are working on this, Jeffrey Mann is working on, with his benches coming through, and so that. They have a meeting coming up, today is Tuesday, Thursday. Or tomorrow. So I think we told that 13th. And they're gonna, again, request, write a resolution for the town to absorb the early rail truck. Look, I am done. All right, the next thing is, public hearing. All right, this is the adoption of local law number 2 of 2026, a local law amending chapters 210 of the zoning of the town of River Code. All right, I make a motion to open a public hearing. Continue public hearing, I should say. Okay, all in favor? Greg wishes to speak? No, Greg does.
How much you talking about?
So. Yeah, we'll talk about resolution, but so the board should have, as Greg had explained in his last presentation, this is a draft that addressed all the public comment that was received, as well as other comment. This is a final draft, not looking to have it changed and potentially voting on it this month at the regular town board meeting. It was posted on the website, back in July.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Does anyone have the date? The resolution does have,
28th.
So, it's been on the website. It will remain on the website. The hearing will continue until next month, or in the next meeting. If you guys have not reviewed, I know you've all been at meetings, you've all seen the presentations by Greg. Everything has been explained, but I would just ask that you guys all review so that if there are any questions, you can either reach out to Greg or I prior to the meeting. And at the next meeting, we do anticipate a discussion, not only on the local law itself, but on the potential environmental impacts under seeker and the approval of it. Okay, so this has been something that was presented to you guys back in was it May or April when it was first presented, first draft? So we're hoping to have all of this concluded this month. So have not already thoroughly reviewed everything. I would recommend you do so well in advance of the next meeting.
So this resolution will go on the next thing.
Yes, but there will be a resolution pertaining to the public hearing that this is an amended draft, just a formal resolution referencing this specific draft and keeping the public hearing open for that. And after I'll talk about it later, we'll also include additional public meetings.
And for the benefit of everyone, the amendment that Matt is referring to is the original draft plus the 2 changes that you made motions to accept at the last meeting. That's what this draft is.
So there's nothing additional other than the changes that were discussed at that last meeting.
Those are the only changes we put.
That's it.
That is correct.
I have to review them in detail. Prior to
Just like to
changes.
No, we're not putting off. But of this final. So, but the hearing is remaining. So you can discuss, moving to the hearing open for the next, meeting on August 25th. And then we can discuss passing this resolution. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the resolution?
It was in the email package.
There's no date on the.
Yes, that was what I was just discussing as to when it was posted on
Oh,
the
okay.
site. And Mike says July 28th. So that's the last whereas clause that it was posted on time. All right, so Mike, you are presenting this final draft and this resolution to keep the public hearing open to discuss and draft of local law number 3 of 2026, local law amending chapter 210 of zoning, the town early code.
Okay.
So I'm going to make a motion
I'm
and
gonna make a motion to accept.
have a resolution.
That right. Yeah, second, any further discussion? All right, all in favor? Okay, good. All right. Hey, Greg, you want to say something? You can stand there.
I was ready to answer any questions, so this was, we're kind of in the home stretch now.
I make a motion also to keep the public hearing open. Till next meeting. Okay, all in favor? That's it, public hearing looks like we have open.
One more meeting. Thank you, Greg.
This is, next resolution here, this is the resolution on asbestos. This is gonna be very painful. This is, for those of you unaware, above our heads here, we have asbestos, the attic over here. We have to go up there and we have to add more insulation because we had a problem with an ice dam last year and this place was floating. Water was coming everywhere and we have to take care of that. Realize that the insulation on top is not great. And we went up there to look at the insulation. We noticed that there was asbestos there. There were pipes up there that are attached together by asbestos tape. It's viable. It's there. What must happen is that the entire insulation up here, all the boxes there had to come. So we have to have the asbestos abatement coming through here. And we sent out an RFP for this. So we got 3 bids back. And the cheapest of the bid was the one from BSB, which is $94,850. And you open it. So this has got to be done. I mean, it's a really big chunk of change coming through. 3 bids out. One was 94,000, 95,000 basically. Another was 147,000, and one was 178,000.
That includes decontaminating all files.
What they're gonna have to do is all the boxes up there, there's 25 boxes up there. And all the boxes up there have to be washed, vacuumed, taken down, so forth. What's gonna happen is when they do this containment, we gotta do it shortly. We couldn't do it over the summertime, but all these companies here are busy with schools. So now they're available to work over here. So that basically this whole area over here has to be cordoned off. The kitchen has to be closed down. Then we get corridor to bring material out through the door over here, more or less. So this is all the working off and all that.
For how long do they think it would take?
2 to 3 weeks. That alone. And then once that is taken care of, by the way, we can't have a monitoring system out there also. an additional $5,000. And so basically, once that is done, we then have a contract with a company that's gonna come in and insulate. Cover all the leaks. Like,
That's the resolution for that.
we did
We
that,
did.
we did, well, the thing is, when we
We
did that,
that, so this-
that's when we realized we needed, asbestos date.
Where's this money coming from?
That's my question.
It's gonna come out of the buildings part. We have no funding for this. We didn't have budgets for this at all. We have, capital fund 1H.
Off the top of my head, I think, yeah.
Yeah, we have, money in the capital fund there, that, much other things, that's not there.
And the capital budget, you have to be specific what comes out of it, correct?
Well, it's building its own.
As long as it's building.
Plus also, we do have a, budget for buildings also. That we're trying to-
Do I add the surface motion?
Yeah, I was thinking that, I didn't put in where it's coming from, I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
Will the insurance cover a portion of that too?
We don't cover anything.
Covered something.
In
They
the
cover
1990 in other words,
damage
that
part.
in the 1990s, they passed a law, insurance, disavow any kind of asbestos. There's no claims anymore.
They do.
Prior to that, there were claims. But once they found out how deadly it was, they backed away. There is no insurance. So
So is it coming out of the capital fund then?
it's gonna come out of the capital fund. Buildings fund, all of us. I think
Yeah,
that's,
going to, why don't you get the fund list so that you can make your insurance process, please.
Yeah. insurance. You have it, Mike, or do you want me to look it up?
I can look up this way here. 1620?
Yes. It's gonna come out of 1620.
So you come out 1620 out of that budget and then we move, have HR buildings into that. So this is coming out of 1620. All right.
When do we do the cap picture?
We do it right away.
We'll do it right away.
We've changed the method.
So we don't make any note about that,
We
that
do.
comes out 1620, but ultimately.
On the voucher.
Right.
It's on
It's on the voucher, and
voucher.
it's reimbursed by the capital fund building.
Doesn't have to be there.
Well, we just put 1620 right now, and we can just do the capital fund later on.
Well, I think it should
And have it in
reference.
capital fund.
I think it should
The
reference
capital
that, yeah,
fund,
I think
right.
it's fine.
What people get that. This is coming out of 1620 first, then being reimbursed.
You guys have transferred from the capital fund to 1620.
Well, we're gonna pay that 1620 first. We have the money covered 1620. Then once you do that, then we can take it out of the capital fund.
So you're saying the capital fund does not have,
It does. No, but I'm saying it, with 1620 right now, it's budgeted for about $300,000. That would cover this. And once we do that, then we're gonna move it from the capital fund back into 1620. Reimbursement.
Say that again?
I don't. Yeah, you could just put 1620 if it's.
One each buildings.
Was it?
One each
So
buildings.
it's 180. So in other words, money's gonna come out of.
So basically, you're amending the resolution, so in the first now therefore be it resolved that the town of Hurley hereby awards a contract for the town hall attic asbestos abatement project to BSB Construction Inc. in an amount not to exceed $94,850. This is where the amendment is, to come initially from,
1620.
Fund 1620.4. And to be replenished by capital H from 1. Do you have a motion to approve the resolution as amended?
Make a motion to approve this amended resolution.
Second.
Any further discussion? I was just making sure.
Any further discussion?
Buildings,
All right. All in favor? By the way, I just wanted to do, this is Betty Dowdy. We all do this at the beginning. Yeah, we all
Yes, and I- and I'm-
we all did a bad.
I apologize for being late. I just take my mother to the town.
The next resolution here, this is, Lynn, This is your resolution with the SPCA.
Just a discussion. Just a discussion.
This isn't,
Discussion.
no, I'm sorry. That is the, let me go back. Let me go back. We have one more resolution before we get into discussion, and that is, the hiding. Here's the last page.
Not yet, one.
Not this one. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. No, the other one we do it here. This is an executive session. All right. Yeah, so, this is a resolution to hire Dale Wellwood as a part-time clerk, replacing, and it says replacing, Stephanie, I was audit clerk, more or less. All right, and, what we have interviewed Dale Wellwood, myself, Samara, and Wendy, and we were impressed by her, and Debbie, okay? And Debbie, and what we wanted to basically, is we saw the need to have clerk help out with both Wendy and Samara. These are valuable people, these two here, we can't run the town without them, and yet I appreciate what Wendy has done. Her mom passed away, didn't miss a day of work. And she knew the fact that she did, we would all know that. I really appreciate what you've done.
Oh, but no problem.
Thank you, it is a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe there was someone that said 2 years ago. Oh.
You're right, you're not. You're right.
But it's over. It's
Anyway, so I'm going to hire her crew today, so we can let her know tomorrow, but she has to give 2 weeks notice, if she's working. And she's gonna be working with both Wendy and with Debbie.
Long time coming. so-
Yes, and the thing is, I was taught also, she has a background in finance. Also, so it makes it a lot easier to do this, so I think that's, something very, and for Samara also. This will help, I think, everything.
What is, I'm taking, work on that vacation, that's ridiculous. Has to be, have a replacement.
All right, so, yeah. What I want to do also here is, I want to read this, and I'm going to make some changes here, all right? Resolution to hire Dale Wellwood as a part-time clerk. Whereas the town of Berkeley has a vacancy position of part-time clerk, and where Dale Wellwood has been interviewed by the town board and has been found qualified to perform the duties associated with the position. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Berkeley to hire Dale Wellwood provisionally in the part-time position of clerk civil service number 1321, non-competitive, at the hourly rate of $20.81 for 20 hours per week, 1040 annually. And this is new prorated, obviously, this year. Effective September 10, 2026, budget code 81220.1 for 21,642.40 hours annually. Be it further resolved that the terms and conditions of employment for, I want to cross out the deputy. Sure.
Copy, please.
We want to amend that, of course, that's the deputy. So be it further resolved that the terms, conditions, of employment for the clerk shall be outlined in the general unit collective bargaining agreement and the town's handbook. Okay,
So the only, just to be clear, the only amendment is just removing the word deputy from the be it resolved.
He also said after 21,642 annually. Did you want that in there, Mike?
well, basically, that's what it would be annually.
Okay.
It would be annually.
Yeah, I think it does have in parentheses annually.
Okay.
But again, that's prorated, obviously. Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All right, all in favor?
All right.
So, we'll notify you tomorrow. There might be an amendment here. It's a matter, it might be amended here because it says they should start working on September 10th. It's a possibility when we saw that she might be released earlier.
Oh, did you want to change the effective date? I mean, you can make it tomorrow and then whenever the search.
I don't want to do that now.
And so,
That should be the discussion before you guys, that's it, but,
We're expecting it to be 2 weeks.
We're expecting 2 weeks, you know, because she has to give her, a possibility that they will release her earlier. Leave it the way it is.
But then you can't start it early.
Yes, so I still.
if if she, in 2 weeks when we're back sitting here,
Okay.
if she said, then you guys can pass a new resolution to.
We're back at 28.
There's like, you know, almost 4 weeks away to 10, it's not
Yeah.
2 weeks. Otherwise, it's September 10th.
Oh, seven, that day.
However, it can be adjusted.
Today's the 11th.
Well, here's what this way. We had a meeting in 2 weeks. You can always adjust it back then.
I didn't know if you were gonna pass the resolution tonight. I think that's-
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 2 weeks from the 20th. I got it.
Apologize.
Yeah, so in other words, by
You're right, we're working.
we're going to next time.
If it's adjusted, yeah.
Most of these.
Okay. All right, so we did the, two resolutions here, our discussions now. Select Ulster County SPCA as the shelter donation recipient. Lynn?
Okay, so as I mentioned before, we are now, mandated to offer, to collect shelter donations. The people will be doing their dog licenses on the form, real dog licenses. So we have in fact amended the form and collected contracts to date. I would like to just suggest the Society of Protection of Cruelty to Animals in the somewhere in there. They're down in the whereas or in the title. Since they are the ones I'm in contract with for, services, that's the one that, we should be like.
Let me ask you a question, then.
Yeah.
With the license itself, do they get any part of the license fee that we collected all the SPCA or go every state?
No, those,
And we get a percentage of that.
right. We get a dog.
We get a
It's on
dollar.
the state dog. Hunting licenses, we get $1.35 out of the 25 for fishing license, but we get 7 out of the $8.
The dogs.
On the dog license. But there, so now there's a little item that says shelter donation, and underneath it says any monies collectively within the 2 years to county SPCA.
Says that on the form.
Don't say that right on the form, so people can add it. We're not telling them, you know, it's totally voluntary. We're not making any suggestions of any amounts, so they'll do what they want. I do not have a facility to take donations except through that dog license renewal form. That's it. I also, it comes up on the monthly report, but I do not have a standalone report for them. So I'm asking that to, says to give it to them annually, is it okay if we do it monthly? Because when I write the checks for the marriage licenses, the dog licenses, I just wrote a check to the local SPCA at the same time, so you're not accumulating it during the year. But you have to
Yes,
see if that really is
I'm just
acceptable.
curious with the statute specifically says annually.
It's supposed to be annually. So, and it says annually in here, but is it okay to say
Yeah,
it's
we can
been
talk
monthly?
more, but I'd stick with the statutory language. So if the
So that
statute
is
is saying annually, we keep it and does not leave that special fund.
It's not, well, it's in the clerk's checking account. And I have no way,
Well, definitely, and when the resolution is passed, there needs to be a distinct fund.
that's why I want to give it to them every month.
It does say that.
I mean, there's
Does
a
it also-
line, on the, monthly report for it, but there's no standalone report to tell me.
I
how
can,
much
I
it
can
is
look
per
in,
year.
I'll look into it between now and the next meeting to see if, you know, in practice that it is acceptable to do with, monthly. But, just without reviewing it further,
Okay,
if the statute says annually, that's generally what they would expect, but I'll look into that. It is easier for the town, I definitely, you know, follow that if it's
otherwise, we're,
authorized by.
otherwise it's supposed to be given back to the town, and you carry the line on your books.
Yeah.
We could do that, or we
That's how it's supposed to.
That's how it's
the
supposed to
statute
be, but
requires a
there's
specific
some-
line that is created, and it's all put in there, can't be used for anything else. So I'll review it.
We can also, dedicate just that,
You want to open up a separate bank account?
if you want to do that.
I'll do a new line, so it's easier.
All right, I'm just saying either way, either way.
Let's see what Matt finds it. Because, you know, it could be very stuck. Who knows what's going on. We collected one $5 donation. And I suspect it won.
All right, Matt,
I've asked the company to produce a standalone document, but the moment we don't, it's just a monthly reporting. Tells me how much it was.
okay. All right, so we'll carry on to the next,
Yeah.
Get some more information. Okay. Fine. New presentation from, community housing fund. I sent along, I reset you guys the, Marble Town community fund report. Sorry.
Any preservation plan?
Yes, yes. That's it.
Mike talked about doing all this. The first step for you guys would be to send feelers out and create a committee that is going to, they're going to be a task force that their sole purpose is to draft a community preservation plan. And now the community preservation plan has statutory requirements. It identifies the types of properties that warrant preservation, that seek to potentially utilize any funds collected via a tax for. So the first step that you guys should really be considering now is sending the feelers out, seeing from local communities, boards, and then at the next meeting, if you guys can do it quick enough, have a point a committee.
So, so the CAC has discussed this many times as a development plan, so CAC is already familiar with it. It would make sense to just simply task the CAC to do.
That's easy. And, you, by the way, you're the chairperson of the CAC?
I am not.
You're on the committee, right? You're on your test.
Tell Joan, she said.
She'll get it.
Yeah. Great, thank you. Okay, Nick? Library easement plan. I spoke to the librarian on how, and she had notified the right. She gets it, I'll get it, give it to Matt. Talk about the Hurley Heritage Green Center, if you go there, you notice that we did a little haircut on that tree there. Yeah, and so far I've gotten no complaints sent to me that that's why we did something like that. I got actually notes say thank you, and I did that. So it is great.
I've had people asking me if we think we could do like a little cafe 1 or 2 mornings a week there.
We can do a lot of things there, you know, like I've spoken to a lot of people, having movie nights there. Some said bingo, I don't know, I mean, you could do a lot of things there, going.
Like, what people that would volunteer to
Yeah.
run that.
Yeah. Okay, so the next.
It's gonna be great. I
Well,
think it's gonna be great. Oh, I think the more use, the better. So,
we want you, we want to make sure it's used.
right, yeah.
And, you know, yeah. Okay, the cybersecurity grant thing, I have Greg Petrol looking at it. All right. Greg Petrol has already looked at it.
Yeah, so Mike let me know about this, like an hour or two ago. I read through it, and, what this is it's a, New York State, Information Technology Services, the ITS group from New York State, is looking to give funding for something that's called a hardware token key, for 50 of these devices. And you might be wondering, what is this thing? So it looks like a USB key. You plug it into your machine like a USB key. It also has near field communication, which means that for more modern iPhones and, Pixel phones, Android phones, things like that, they can use near field communication to just communicate directly to the device. Okay, so what is the device doing? The device is a challenge response device, which means that for any service that is compatible with this device, let's say Google Workspace, which we use all the time, Google would send a challenge and it would be directed to this device, which would then respond with a hardware token that's then given back to Google to essentially be your password. So it's the physical, in your hand, that's the key that lets you into the service. So this would be in lieu of your smartphone with Duo Security.
I like that.
Now, Duo Security does have a bridge to it, so you could conceivably use Duo Security, and then Duo Security would then do an authentication to this device and then back to Duo Security and back to, but that just really complicates things. Couple of things about using these devices. One that's specified in the grant here is for USB-C, not USB-A. So for older machines that are around here, you're not going to have a port to plug it into. So just keep in mind that. But any modern laptop that I see floating around should be fine. And then what else? So the other thing is that everyone who is going to use this gets two. You're going to have one to use on a daily and one to backup.
So anyone that accesses any type of software that's compatible with it will need to have those tokens, correct?
Right. So there's two main services that we use here. Is basically the local Microsoft stuff.
Yep.
Totally compatible with it, as well as Google Workspace. So
What about Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator? Is this compatible with that or will this replace that?
So Microsoft Authenticator is essentially just a UI on top of this device. Right, so it's literally just the software. When you tell Authenticator to do something, you're telling it what device to use for the authentication. So it can either be a smartphone, or but it can be this device too.
So it's essentially the same thing. So
Yep.
So my question to you is, what's your opinion of it?
So I use them personally for stuff. All through my security career, it's number one, what it does is it completely eliminates the idea of phishing for your password.
In fact, we were hacked up with it. You were. I'm just saying, we got phishing emails.
We get phishing emails all the time.
Wow. Dual security and also to get the with it's called the Terminator, I believe that NSS has that killed a lot of the phishing that was done on the computers here. I spoke, not Inky, no, I spoke to Dan Hopping from Sports System more or less, and he said that they get it continually here and they block it more or less. So I guess this is just another added security that we need to get.
Is this mostly for remote devices?
Yeah.
No. So we're gonna have one of these in our
Yes,
computers
Yes.
here,
yes.
and then when I want to check my mail from home, I'm gonna have one for my laptop.
You think of it as something you put on your key ring.
Yeah. we
You
can
always
do that.
use those things.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I just.
So who would be considered one? Every time?
We can do
Anybody
that.
who uses the, yeah, I just asked them that, anybody who uses the programs that are compatible with it. So in theory, it would almost be every town employee.
Every town employee.
What about our smart email?
That's.
That would be one of the, that would be for you too, yeah.
Yeah, so you're trading up more security, but you do have to keep track of this device.
I was gonna say, what happens if the device gets in the wrong hands?
That's why you get two.
But what if it gets in the wrong hands? Can people access something since you don't need a password anymore?
So if somebody physically got a hold of your device, yes, that was,
I don't need a
Right,
password. So I don't have
You said
to.
make sure you're giving it to them.
So-
It's gonna have-
generally, it's part of a multi-factor. So for instance, Google Workspace, the way you set it up is you would have a simple password plus this. So for you know, how you experience, security today. Think of it as replacing your smartphone as the device that's authenticated.
I don't.
Okay, but it is secure enough to actually substitute for the password as well if you wanted to do it that way.
So
I just think the fact that what's going on right now, we're seeing a lot of it right now. This is something that I feel that we need to have. It's an extra security blanket for us coming through it. I just remember, the town of Ulster that happened then. And how long it took to get back where, well, they haven't got back to where they're doing.
I don't see how that prevents, I don't see how that prevents getting hacked. If you open an email from somebody, and this is not gonna prevent that,
Okay, so
it's
the
gonna
way,
prevent somebody else from using their computer, right?
so the way it prevents it is that, yes, if you get phished, your computer gets taken over, but your computer is actually not that interesting. But it's the services that you're connecting to. Every time you actually connect from your computer to, let's say, Google Workspace or the local server here, you're going to use this key. Part of the process to do that is the key is in your computer, so your computer recognizes it right away, and a little pop-up will come up and say, tap it. There's a little circle that you just touch the device and it goes in. The reason why the tap is important is because somebody remote cannot tap it.
So we'll be tapping all day long, right?
What's that?
We'll be tapping all day long?
No,
So I know, constantly using Google Workspace in my
how
email,
how many times do you log in?
exactly, just when you log in,
That's when you log in.
just when you log in.
Yes, yes. Only one.
You know, every 15 minutes.
Yes, I know what they're talking about, every 15 minutes.
Well, it's their
They
way.
put us in lock. It's a timer that
It's okay.
MCS has.
Just
set,
when you log
and
in.
we have to re-log in.
Okay, so
Log in.
MCS is going to redo their policies because you have physical hardware devices now. So you wouldn't do it every 15 minutes. That's,
But you're only logging back into your computer. You're not logging back into each one of these services. Each one of these services is already on there. So once you log into your computer, the service is already open, right?
Yes.
So I would assume you wouldn't have to tap 8,000 times. You would only tap once, get yourself in there, and then when you were, you'll get logged out, but you can log yourself back in, and then everything comes back up, is what I would assume.
well, remember, for the slight inconvenience of tapping this little device,
Right,
it's
you're-
impossible to get phished.
Exactly.
That's why New York State wants you to do it.
And one of the things also, when we,
Do
did
you know if
also.
NYMER or any of them offer insurance incentives? Is that something that?
I hope they would.
Yeah, so that's something. we're
That's a really
looking
good
Well,
into.
it was because when we got through with security, we got reduction from NYMER.
Yeah. So
Right, so I think this
I know
also-
about this.
Our policies are, like I said,
Okay.
just don't think anything is impossible. We are the town of hope. We can
Go
break
home.
anything.
Can you be logged into multiple devices at the same time with, like,
Multiple services?
well, like, I'm logged in right now here as planning, but I'm also basically logged in on my desktop. How does it work when I go from one device to another device?
Oh, so you just simply travel with your YubiKey.
And with this, nobody would be able to tap the computers. So how would it work with something like this?
Yeah, so what we would do for something like this is we would, use near field communication. We'll need a little adapter on that machine there in order to make that work.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah, and the grant is for 50 of them.
Well, the thing is also, he said to me too, that if there was one, Gavin can replace him.
So 25 people then.
That seems like it wasn't really specific about that. Mostly because I think they're just leaving it up to us to decide how to use them, but I'll tell you that, you can ask any security person, they're gonna assign 2 per person. One gets home to say, you get the other one.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. So does that cover every email address in there? Like that? Or we have 50 email addresses?
Well, mine's
It's not really, so it's just your, for Google email.
I mean,
Gmail.
lots of committees and members have Google accounts. Are they going to be getting that as well?
We have 53 email accounts.
Yeah, so the idea is that you want to give it to people who have higher level of access, higher level of, so for volunteers that are on committees, they have editor, contributor access, but they don't get to delete an entire share.
They don't get to serve.
Exactly. So that means they wouldn't be able to encrypt the whole thing, which is how ransomware works.
Okay, great.
So just checking our emails from I use Google Docs too, so I have to be using one of my personal, my laptop as well as my
This device will travel with you, just like your smartphone travels with you.
kid. I want to leave it here. So it doesn't get lost.
Yeah,
All right, thank you, Greg.
you bet.
Thank you, Greg.
All right, the next thing here is, crosswalks on Wykoop Street, Old 209, Main Street.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I spoke to Amanda Laval. I guess you're going to came to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Maggie came to me and said that, you're being chased by cars crossing over. No, I'm just saying the fact is that Maggie came to me and complained. Post office crossing.
That'd be nice.
You taking your hand in your hands. You know, it's a four-way stop sign.
Oh, yeah, get it.
So I spoke to Amanda Laval.
crosswalk is gonna help that problem?
Things are not, things are, the law says, intersection.
I know what the law
crosswalk.
says.
Yes. All right, as it is right now, if you step into that area, they can still move. Now they can't. And,
They can still move,
of course.
But they get to speak it.
They could be taking it.
Yeah.
Correctly help that enforcement, put it that way.
Yeah, so I spoke to Amanda Laval, and, I'm gonna push. This is all, before we leave the section.
So I'm filling out that resume.
It's their responsibility. It's your responsibility.
Now we gotta run the fire.
Have the troopers say.
Well, the only problem is that we have to be there. You know, we have a lot of laws.
If you remember, Schoolhouse Road into early when it was a yield was a major problem. Now it's a stop time, and then with a little enforcement, it made a big difference.
Yes, it does. To most people.
We can replicate the same thing.
Okay.
They have something. It's a visual reminder.
All right, anything here? Anything else? So, all right, so we took care of the community preservation funds. That's now CAC.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay, I make a motion to open public comment number 2.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Anybody wish to speak? You two guys want to speak?
We can speak if you want us to.
Okay.
I'm gonna say probably not.
Take the win, Mike.
Okay, I make a motion to close public comment number 2. All in favor?
Aye.
I want you to notice also the time, right?
Yes.
You're right. Now we're going to say- You say all the time to go in there. I make a motion to open.
It's been full compliance since
Yes.
Monday morning.
It's 4.
All right, so
You sure? Oh, it went up again. Yep.
and these are all, it's all matters pertaining to 4 separate specific individual positions.
I make a motion to go into the public executive session on the public notices law, section 104. There are 4, 105 F, 4 matters pertaining to the medical, financial credit, or the fund district of a particular person or corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, appointment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation.
Yeah.
I make a motion to go in. Second.
With your attorney.
Oh, yes, okay.
Oh,
With the attorney, and also
Our HR.
our HR person, and also Lynn Bailey.
Yes.
So I did.
And there was no vote. Then it goes in for all of us?
No, And those are good.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have our.
We'll talk next.
Okay.
Did you go?